Hello everyone, welcome. I hope that you can tune into this comfortably. Normally I'd be teaching chair yoga at the Abbey Centre in Hunsbury, but because it's the summer break, I said I would share some yoga sessions on YouTube for them to catch up with. Okay, this is suitable for everyone. If you are pregnant or if you have never done yoga before, it's important that you consult with your doctor. This is going to be a gentle class, but if you've got any specific worries, then please do consult with the doctor first. If you are pregnant, then please do not engage your belly muscles. It should be okay for you to do, but I do often encourage belly to spine, deep twists where you're sort of closing your body. So in those instances, depending how pregnant you are, you don't really want to be pulling your tummy in towards your spine or taking deep twists that make it uncomfortable on your belly. So just work within your comfort, work within your limits, and I hope you enjoy this. You've got Dennis on the chair. She's going to be taking the class. So come on, Dennis. Her name's Dennis for many reasons, isn't it? You're going to jump down? Good girl, aren't you? I need to sit properly on the chair. Good girl. Okay, so you might want to place your feet on yoga bricks if they can't comfortably reach the floor. Make sure the room around you is warm enough and you're comfortable enough. And as always, don't do anything that doesn't feel right. Okay, so I will talk quite a bit about engaging your feet in this class. I really do work this way. We're drawing earth energy up as well as spiritual energy down. Yoga is about unity. So I like to look at it as becoming conscious of the unconscious aspects. There's so much of our aspect that doesn't, it's driven by what we're not choosing to look at. So past patternings, fears, just habits that we don't even realize we've got, those blind spots. In fact, 95% of our awareness is centered this way. So that other 5% is that you're choosing, that you're conscious of. So with yoga, particularly hatha yoga, we're trying to bring those two aspects together. And as you do that, you are becoming aware of your unconscious aspects. You're also, as you become aware of those unconscious aspects, opening yourself up to receiving all the healing energy, all the memory that your body has on how to be its better self. You are empowering your physical body with prana, with fresh oxygen. The movement of your body is sort of bringing life into your body, not only through the prana and the oxygen, but also through your lymphatic system. So you have 4 times as much fluid in your lymphatic system as you have blood in your body, but no means of pumping it around unless you move or you breathe correctly. So I'm going to have a bit of an aspect on the breathing in this session, because breathing in yoga, it is the most important thing. Sometimes it's not easy to do and to get to grips with, because often when we start to breathe more intentionally, we can start to inadvertently restrict the breath, cause tension behind the breath. Whereas if you think about relaxing perhaps just before you fall asleep, there might be a beautiful moment when you become aware of your breath working by itself and doing what it needs to do. And it almost can feel like your breath is carrying you into sleep. So if you think about it, what we're trying to do is allow the breath to be in that space. So that is carrying you into your unconscious aspect. But instead of drifting off to sleep, we're going to be aware. So we're marrying up these two parts. So to begin with, as you engage your feet, you're drawing your toes up towards your shin just to feel the arch of the foot. So that's the diaphragm in yoga, and that's going to be activating the chakras in the feet and drawing the energy up through the inner thighs, low belly to spine. So this is one of the bandhas. This is aspect that you won't be doing if you're pregnant. If you've got hernia or anything like that, then that might cause pain, or if you've eaten a big meal. Otherwise, feel free. It's a feeling of as if you're trying to close the pubic bone to your navel, drawing the pubic bone up, and you'll feel it engage all the way around. Another thing you can do is bring the low rib in, and then you're trying to relax the shoulders. So if I turn sideways on, you're rolling the shoulders down the back. Let them drop down, and with the belly to spine, just make sure you're not jutting the chin to the sky. So you'll let the chin dip, but without hanging it. So it's as if you're just creating length in the back of the neck, hands resting down onto your thighs. And just let yourself become aware of your physical body for a moment. Feel your feet against the floor or the bricks. Feel the sensation of your hands touching your legs or your legs touching your hands. Perhaps you've got the back of the body against the chair. So if as we sit upright from time to time, if you find that this is sort of wearing on you in any way, your low back, or it's becoming difficult with the engagement of the tummy, then let yourself have a few moments relaxing back into the chair at any point that you need to. So otherwise you're sitting nice and tall with the back just a little bit away from the back of the chair in this upright position, hands resting on the thighs. Now you can either choose to close the eyes here or have a soft gaze as if you're daydreaming off into the distance. What this does, it helps to open up a wider sense of awareness. So again, that unconscious aspect where we daydream from. And usually when we daydream, we've gone off into another plane, but we're trying to stay present here. So your activation of your physical body through your feet, through your hands, through this lift is trying to keep you present while you open up this wider aspect of your awareness. So I mentioned the breathing. So just let yourself notice what your breathing's doing, and there's no right or wrong with this. You can't force your breath in any way. You don't want any breathing to cause tension as you focus. So just give yourself permission to let the breath do what it wants to do. So this might be that you feel just for the moment as we're upright, you let go of that belly to spine aspect. You allow it to fill your low belly. So in the West, when we breathe in, we tend to pull the waistband in, let all of the breath come up to the chest. But real breathing is like a baby breathes, breathing down into your pelvis. And I often mention it as breathing into your feet, because we're trying to let the energy of that in-breath come downwards first. A bit like you're filling up a glass. It comes from the top, but it actually fills from the bottom. So that's the feeling you're looking for. So just imagine the bowl of your pelvis. And let yourself take 3 relaxed breaths. So try not to draw the breath in and out. Just notice each of these breaths happening. You'll feel the in-breath come into your pelvis, and as you breathe out, you're seeking out in your awareness your heart space. This will give the feeling a bit like you're sucking the breath up a straw. Breathing in, let it drop down. Gets heavy in the pelvis, shoulders relax. As you breathe out, you're drawing softly belly towards the spine, but focusing on the heart allows you to feel that out breath lift up and out, literally like you're drawing up through a straw. Last one. And then just open your eyes softly and just notice just those 3 conscious breaths may have just altered your sense of presence for a moment. So I always usually start around the head and neck. So it's important you don't force this. We're not looking to crunch or bang or pop around. So for this movement, for today, just imagine you're trying to make this smooth and as if you're bringing a sense of spaciousness, a softness into your neck. So as you keep the hands rested, just allow your chin to relax down towards the chest and give yourself a moment there. Your breath for a moment is just doing its thing. Next in-breath sweeps the chin over the right shoulder. As you breathe out, you bring the chin down to the center of the chest, and as you breathe in, you sweep over the left shoulder. Breathing out down to the center of the chest. Once more, each side. And just notice if there's any tension. It's just a good indication of where you might be carrying tension. It might work its way down your back a little bit. And if you do feel that you're hitting edges, maybe just reduce the width of movement. So when you next come to center, then lift your head back to the center point. As you breathe out, turn your chin over the right shoulder. You're not looking to go as far as you can, just feel the edge of the stretch. Breathing in, come to center. Then you're taking your chin over the left shoulder. Breathing into center. One more of those. So for this next round, as you're turning towards the right, just begin to let the breath lead this. So maybe that as you've looked to the right, you haven't quite finished breathing out. Rest there till the out breath completes. When the in-breath comes in, bring your head back to center. Stay centered till the in-breath has completed. And then as your body wants to breathe out, turn the chin over the left shoulder. In-breath brings your head back to center. Just have a moment where you're aligning. Let the shoulders drop, readjust your posture. Right here, right shoulder with the next out breath. Breathing in, bring your head to center. Follow your depth of breath, left ear, left shoulder. Breathing into center, so one more of those each side. Beautiful, breathing in, coming to center. Now if you've got any kind of arthritis or any real tension in your neck, you won't do this next one, you'll just sit here and breathe. If, however, you feel comfortable, then we're going to take the head back, but you're not just hanging it. As you breathe in, create length through the neck. Then as you breathe out, keep that length as you take the head back, opening up through the front of the neck. Breathing in, bring your head to center. Re-establish. If you want to do one more of those, do. So wait for an out breath. Breathing in, lengthen. As you breathe out, take the head back. Breathing in, bringing yourself back to center. Then just rotate. Head back to the center point. Relax the shoulders. Just give yourself 3 rotations backwards. 3 rotations forwards. Okay. So resting the hands into namaste at your sternum for a moment. Have a nice straight line, elbow to elbow and wrist to wrist, as long as that's comfortable. Thumbs are actually touching the sternum. Your chin is going to stay in touch with your fingertips. So in alignment, not actually in physical touch, but in alignment. Relax the shoulders. Now, belly to spine, feel this height again. Feel your feet, so you're drawing the toes up. So you've got action. You'll begin to feel some energy and some strength coming up through the body. Make sure you're not losing it out of the shoulders. So drop the shoulders down your back. So even just sitting here like this is generating some inner strength. You can feel that energy coming in through your body. Let's just take a breath or two here. So because your belly is tucked towards your spine, you're not going to be able to do that thing you did earlier, where you're allowing the belly to push out. But you don't want to keep the breath all in the upper chest either. You're wanting to allow a regular depth of breath. So wherever you place your attention, your breath and your energy will follow. So I invite you, as we take our next 3 breaths, your mind will focus on your tailbone, so on the back of your body. So as you breathe in to the back lower part of your body, and you'll feel the in-breath, feel the side of your ribs and open your back. Keep belly to spine as you breathe out. Feel your heart space. It keeps this lift through the out breath. You'll feel your belly coming towards your spine. As you breathe in, down the back of the body. As you breathe out towards your heart space, just feel the heart center lifting. One more in-breath. And then breathing out to the heart. So just have a couple of regular breaths here. So we're going to move into the first twist. So it's going to be a small twist. Normally in yoga, a lot of the time when we twist, you use the arms to pull. Not with my yoga classes. You're going to be actually engaging some of the energy through your core that you've been working with. So hands onto your sternum again. Feet active, get that inner feeling of connection. So belly to spine, shoulders dropped, chin in alignment. As you breathe out, keep the chin in alignment with your fingers, and from your waist, a small twist towards the right. You'll feel the belly muscles, probably some you didn't know you'd got. Breathing in, bring yourself back to center. Belly to spine, to the left on the out breath. Breathing in, coming to center. So one more of those each side. Have a regular breath in between if you need it. Make sure you've got this re-established belly to spine, feet energized, shoulders dropped. As you breathe out, navel to spine, you're rotating towards the right. Breathing into center, belly to spine, towards the left. Beautiful. Breathing into center. Hands rest onto your thighs. Now don't drop this for a moment. If you need to let go for a minute and then re-establish it, do. But we're going to be using this. So feet active, belly to spine, nice and tall, shoulders relaxed, chins in alignment. So you can feel that as you're working this energy up, if you've got the chin like this, it's all going out of your chin. So you want to keep that natural length. Feel the energy you've got mastery of here. So a twist in a moment towards the right. But before you do that, just bring your left hand to your right knee or right thigh, wherever's comfortable without straining. And your right hand might hold the outside edge of the chair, or you might choose, if you're comfortable, to bring the right hand around the back of the chair. At the moment, your heart's still looking forwards. So belly to spine, drop the shoulders, align the chin, come back into that energy, rotate towards the right. Now we've got 2 breaths here. So you know you're focusing down the back of the body, breathing in. Breathing out to your heart. Breathing in. Breathing out to your heart. Beautiful. Next in breath brings you back to center, hands onto your thighs. Just a couple of rounds of regular breath. Let the belly relax into the hands if you need to. Beautiful. Then coming back up, hands onto your thighs. Relax the shoulders, feet energized. So it's as if your inner thighs are subtly squeezing. Belly to spine, drop the shoulders, align the chin. Right hand to left leg without strain. Left hand either to the left side of the chair or perhaps behind you, but your heart's still looking forwards. So roll your shoulders down. Find this inner height, inner connection first. On an out breath, belly to spine. Use that inner energy to rotate you towards the left. 2 breaths here. Down the back of the body on the in-breath. To the heart on the out-breath. Beautiful. On an in-breath, come back gently to center. So your hands are resting onto your thighs. After a twist in yoga, we usually do something to realign the spine. So a forward fold. Now, if you know you get dizzy or anything, it might be you just want to pull a knee up. If you know you're okay coming forward and you haven't got any untreated high blood pressure, then I'd advise keeping the hands in touch with your body just to limit that capacity that you might go a bit dizzy. So it just keeps you in touch with yourself. Hands onto your thighs. As you breathe out, bring the hands over the shins. Just relax forwards. If you've got Dennis here, give her a kiss. And then keep the hands in touch. Draw yourself gently all the way back up. Lovely. So a little bit of a seated cat-cow pose here. So cat-cow manipulates the spine towards a gentle forward fold and a gentle back bend. And we can be quite stiff, and a lot of the time it's the shoulders that are working. So I'm actually going to turn my chair sideways on for this. Okay, now you've got your feet planted. Just rest your hands, fingertips in towards your thighs. Roll your shoulders down your back, belly to spine, and you're nicely sitting up straight. So you've got this energy through your feet. Now, imagine your focus is on the front and the back of the heart, but you've still got your low belly towards your spine. As you breathe in with belly to spine, push the back of your heart through to the front. Maybe you look up. As you breathe out, realign yourself to the center, and at the end of the out breath, front of the heart through to the back. So you're really pushing the back of the body towards the chair. Breathing in, neutral spine, shoulders drop, belly to spine, front of the back of the heart through to the front. Come through to center, front of the heart through to the back. Trying to do this with Dennis. Breathing into center. Just do one more. Belly to spine. Make sure you're engaged. Back of the heart through to the front. Come to center. Front of the heart through to the back. Beautiful. Bring yourself to center. Just roll your shoulders 3 times. And 3 times the other direction. Marvellous. Okay, so move the chair back around towards the front. Right, so we're going to get into the legs just a little bit. Now, with hip issues and things, obviously don't push this. Go with what feels comfortable. But you might just want to bring your hands underneath your thighs. If you might even want to bring the forearm there. Now, keeping the right foot relaxed, so you've just got your right knee being held up here. Then just take soft rotations through your right ankle. And even this, if you're not used to doing yoga, is something to really marvel at. Because how often do we pay attention of our feet and our ankles and how it feels, not just what it looks like or what you think you might be doing. Now, how does it feel? And then take the circles in the opposite direction. Maybe going one way is comfortable, maybe going the other way isn't so comfortable. Okay, so then we're coming back to this dorsiflexing with the feet. So just let yourself draw the toes up. So you can see you've got the arch lifted. Okay, and with this in position, just start to work the back of your body towards your chair as long as you feel supported and belly to spine. So if this goes into your back, don't do it. This isn't supported by your back. But this part of your right foot underneath the ball of the big toe, push that away from you, just to the point that you're comfortable. You might straighten partly, you might just have a micro bend left in your knee. And then as you breathe out, bring it back towards you, belly to spine, keep the foot active. Breathing in, send it away. You're building a little bit of strength. And then breathing out, bring it back towards you. Just one more, breathing in, send it away. And then bring it back to center. Relax that foot down. Lean against the chair again if you need to. Belly to spine. Take your left leg in your hands or forearm. Dorsiflex and release. And then just start to rotate through that left ankle. I tend to be better at drawing squares with my left ankle than I do my right. It's not quite as manoeuvrable. And then round the other way. You begin to see all these little indifferences in your body the more you do yoga. And also the more regularly you do yoga, the more you realise you change a lot from day to day. Coming to centre, so re-establish. Ball of the foot. You've got that active nature. So you're going to push through the underside of the left big toe and you'll feel it energise your belly to spine. So make sure this isn't coming into your back. Breathing in, lengthen. So you've got action, like you're actually pushing something away. And as you breathe out, bring it back towards you. Breathing in, extend it. Breathe it out. There's a tendency to push through the little toe side. So work through the big toes. You breathe in. Breathe out, bringing it back towards you, and plant the foot gently down towards the earth. So the next one we're doing, you can take the legs into a little bit of a V. Now this may or may not be comfortable for you. So go to the point that's comfortable. One thing to be mindful of, you don't want the toes turning out. You want them looking at least parallel, if not a very slight inward turn. Listen to your knees, hands onto the front of the chair, relax the shoulders. And for a moment, it's as if you're pivoting. I should turn the chair around again. It's as if you're pivoting forwards a little. Okay. Then bring your hands onto your thighs, relax your shoulders. Now see how you feel with this. If you think you might go down on your nose, just stay upright. And you can add some strength by pulling belly to spine, shoulders down. Maybe you start to feel as if you're working the legs apart a little on an in-breath and relaxing them on the out-breath. So that's something you can do. You're beginning to work the inner thighs, opening a little bit through the hips. You don't have to be as open as I am, okay? And if you need to take the bricks apart to be comfortable, then you'll do that. Otherwise, we're going to bring the fingers again onto the inner thighs, roll the shoulders. So this is a little bit of a forward fold. So roll the shoulders, back of the heart through to the front, and pivot as if you're leaning from your hips. Bit of energy, hands onto legs. Breathing in, coming back up. 2 more, belly to spine. So you'll feel the strength that's coming through your core. You've got your perineum lifted a little bit inside your body. Last one. Beautiful. Bring yourself to centre and gently gather the legs together. Okay. Right, so just allow yourself to come back to rest comfortably with feet side by side. Relax the shoulders and take a little bit more time with the breathing. So bringing in a practice known as alternate nostril breathing or Nadi Shodhana. Now, what this breath does is it balances the right and left hemispheres of your brain. And you might have noticed that at different parts of the day, one of your nostrils feels more open than the other. That's natural cycles. I think it's about every hour and a half it happens. And that's your brain shifting. So your right nostril relates to the left side of your brain. So right nostril is the more active left and logical brain. The left nostril is the more relaxed right side of your brain. And when you're going into an interview or if you're feeling stressed, we tend to swing. Maybe if you can't sleep, you'll have one side much more active. Now, if you do this breathing technique, it aims to bring a balance so that you can be present in your more unconscious aspect. And it works through the energy channels known as nadis. And there are 72,000 of them in the body. And if you think of them a bit like veins, and instead of carrying blood, they carry the energy through the body. And as they come in, Ida and Pingala, through your nostrils, down your spine, you've got one which sits on the front of the spine inside your energy body called Sushumna, which is the third nadi. So those 3 are the major nadis. And as this Sushumna comes down, the other 2, Ida and Pingala, entwine it, and it's where they're entwined that you get the chakra points. So then you think of the chakra points as being junction boxes that lock in this energy, and the condition of each chakra, as I see it, locks the energy to give you the experience you're having, to give you the openness or closeness that you're having in any given situation, because each chakra governs an aspect of self, a different part of the body, different organs. And so the energy that's coming in is going to influence those aspects of self, organs, feelings, emotions, everything like that. So as we work on the chakras and we begin to clear and cleanse, then you're going to be more aware and more understanding of what's going on. And we live each moment through a different dominant chakra at that time. So we're called on different things. When we're listening more, it'll be the communication. Say if you're in a fight and flight, it's going to be your root chakra. If you need to action something, it will be your solar plexus, for example. So different chakras will come into play at different times. And because what we're trying to do is create harmony and balance at the moment, we're going to use this breath to bring in that state of calm presence. So as you sit here, if you've got any kind of natural blockage that's going on in, say, a cold or hay fever, you won't use your hands. You'll just use your attention on each nostril as I describe it. If you know that you're clear through your sinuses and there's no tension, you might want to use the mudras. So the first two fingers into the palm of your active hand. You will then use the ring finger just beyond the bumpy bit of your nose on one side, and your thumb will be on the other, and they're going to be switching. One side will close completely, the other side will half close. Okay. Now, the other important part to mention is because you're concentrating on this, you might forget to regulate your breath. So you don't want to build any tension in. So we're going to have a couple of rounds of regular breathing just to soften, and you'll apply that breathing technique underneath the mudra and the alternate nostril breathing. So just bring both hands to your thighs for a moment. Let your shoulders relax. Couple of rounds of regular breath. So it's as if your low body is relaxing to receive your in-breath. You're letting the breath come in, letting your belly hang out on the in-breath, feeling that rather than having to receive your breath in your chest, you're allowing the chest to stay relaxed and heavy as the lower part of your body receives your in-breath. And then with the out-breath, instead of the out-breath causing you to collapse, imagine your out-breath coming up through a straw to your heart space. So that's going to cause a lift in your body through your out-breath to counterbalance those natural flows that you get when you breathe. So let's take 3 breaths, just noticing these aspects. So as you breathe in, just let the lower part of your body fill with your breath, just smoothly, softly. And as you breathe out, just imagine you're sending that up to your heart. Breathing in to the lower part of the body. Breathing out to your heart. One more of those. Okay, now preparing. If you're using the mudra, you'll bring the first 2 fingers of your active hand into the palm, and the other 2 fingers will be hovering around about the bony part of your nose, keeping your elbow tucked in. Again, you want this nice tall posture. So bear in mind the breathing technique you've just done. We're going to close the right nostril after you've breathed in. And half close the left to breathe out through that left nostril. Breathe in through the left, focusing it downwards in a relaxed way. Close the left, breathe out through the half-closed right. Send it to the heart to keep the heart breathing in through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. And just allow your hands to rest down onto your thighs and just become aware of your presence. That breathing technique you can do any time. It's always important to remember, particularly when you're new to yoga and you're mastering the breath, it's more common than not to cause more tension in your body when when you're breathing, or even when you're doing yoga, than it is to be releasing. So it's always mindful just to take stock every now and then. If you feel tension building, just stop the nature of the breathing exercise you're doing and just let yourself be in a regular breath, just till you get a state of relaxation, and then pick it up again. So you're just breathing down to feel that relaxed state in your pelvis, in your low belly. And as you breathe out, you're just feeling it come up to the heart. And it's a lovely way of just practicing moving that energy through your body. And as you do that consciously, you're training yourself to be present, and you're also training yourself to be noticing what's going on in the moment and within your body. So all those aspects are really doing yoga. Okay, so just let yourself come to a moment where you're closing your eyes, just noticing the energy of the room around you, perhaps any sounds around. And then just give yourself an intention of moving forwards in this more conscious way. And then when you feel ready, just bring your hands into prayer pose. Just rub them together, creating heat. Place the hands over the eyes. Just blink your eyes into your palms, absorbing that gentle heat, and then releasing. Namaste, namaste. Any questions? Please put them in the comments. You can also message me on YouTube as well. So hopefully this video makes it up there okay. This is the first one for a long time I've loaded up. So I look forward to doing more. Thank you, thank you. I've got to come and turn it off now. See you soon. Bye.